Jaya Radha Madhava 𝗁𝐵𝗺 Jaya Radha Madhava 𝗁𝐵𝗺 Jaya Radha Madhava 𝗁𝐵𝗺 Madhava Jaya Gopijana Vallabha Girivardhari Gopijana Vallabha Girivardhari Jaya Gopijana Vallabha Girivardhari Yasodanandana Praja Janaranjana Yasodanandana Praja Janaranjana Yasodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava 𝗁𝐵𝗺 Jaya Radha Madhava 𝗁𝐵𝗺 Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Srila Prabhupada ki Ananta Gauri Vaishnava Vrinda ki Antaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki Srila Vyasadeva ki Guru Parampara ki, Bhaktivedanta purports ki, Natai Go Premanande Hare.
Hare Krishna. We are very fortunate to have with us His Holiness 𝗏𝗏𝗺𝗏 Maharaj. Maharaj is a very senior disciple of His Holiness Giriraj Swami Maharaj. Maharaj had been extensively traveling all over the world, especially establishing preaching, book distribution, college preaching, children preaching in South Africa, Durban. And also Maharaj served as a co-president of ISKCON Vrindavan Temple. And Maharaj has been a great inspiration for us in Pune, especially all the brahmacharis and the congregation, the children. And Maharaj, whenever comes, he gives very nice classes, training programs. And also Maharaj is a pioneer in IELTS training program, which many of us have undergone. And many devotees fondly remember the interactions, sweet memories with Maharaj whenever we come across. Once I remember I was sitting a few chairs on the above. Maharaj told, nice, high and rise. So it was so amazing to connect every individual and reciprocate accordingly. So we request Maharaj to come again and again every year and to bless us by his divine association. Let us welcome Maharaj by chanting Hare Krishna Mantra. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 7, Chapter 8, entitled The Lord Slays the King of the Demons. Everyone is okay with English here? Okay. Once again, Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 7, Chapter 8, entitled The Lord Slays the King of the Demons. Text 31, yes. Nakan kurot patita rid saroruham Vishrijya tasyanucharan udayudan ahan samastan nakashastrapanibir dordanda yuto nupatan sahasraha. Dordanda yuto nupatan sahasrasaha. Mataji's. And the word for word. Naka Ankura, by the pointed nails. Utpatita, torn out. Rid Saroruham, whose heart, which was like a lotus flower. Visrijya, leaving aside. Tasya, of him. Anucharan, the followers, soldiers and bodyguards. Udayudan, having raised weapons. Ahan, he killed. Samastan, all. Nakashastrapanibi, with his nails and other weapons in his hands. Dordandayutaha, having unlimited arms. Anupatan, the attendants of Hiranyakashipu. Sahasrasaha, by thousands. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki. Translation. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, who has many, many arms, first uprooted Hiranyakashipu's heart and then threw him aside and turned towards the demon's soldiers. These soldiers had come in thousands to fight with him with raised weapons and were very faithful followers of Hiranyakashipu. But Lord Nrsimhadev killed all of them merely with the ends of his nails. Purport. Since the creation of the material world, there have been two kinds of men, the Devas and the Asuras. The Devas are always faithful to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. whereas the asuras are always atheists who defy the supremacy of the Lord. At the present moment, throughout the entire world, the atheists are extremely numerous. They are trying to prove that there is no God and that everything takes place due to combinations and permutations of material elements. Thus, the material world is becoming more and more godless, and consequently everything is in a disturbed condition. If this continues, the Supreme Personality of Godhead will certainly take action, as it did in the case of Hiranyakashipu. Within a second, Hiranyakashipu and his followers were destroyed. And similarly, if this godless civilization continues, it will be destroyed in a second, simply by the movement of one finger of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The demons should therefore be careful and curtail their godless civilization. They should take advantage of the Krishna consciousness movement and become faithful to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Otherwise, they are doomed. As Hiranyakashipu was killed in a second, the godless civilization can be destroyed at any moment. Om Ajnana Atimirandasya Ajnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhistam Stapitam Jena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vanchakalpa Tarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanabhyo Vaishnavabhyo Namo Namaha. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadha Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So I'm happy to be in your nice association after some time again here in ISKCON Pune Yatra. In Vrindavan, in July of 1977, Srila Prabhupada was expressing his appreciation of the devotees, and then in counteracting response to that in a positive way, His Holiness Tamal Krishna Goswami was telling Srila Prabhupada that how grateful the devotees are that Srila Prabhupada has given us everything. So when Srila Prabhupada was hearing from various devotees, including His Holiness Tamal Krishna Goswami, his voice became choked with tears, and he was feeling the devotees' affection and love for him. And then, this is July of 1977, and Srila Prabhupada was not in good health at all. His body was failing him, and it was becoming frail, pale, and thin, and hardly eating. It was getting progressively worse until November, when he left us. So then, Srila Prabhupada amazingly said these words, that your intense love for me, I am simply living for you. That now I see that all over, everything is going on nicely all over the world. Money is coming and it's being spent, and I don't have to worry so much. And I feel so much indebted to all of you that I'm taking so much service from all of you, moment to moment, minute to minute, day after day, month after month, year after year. And then Tamal Krishna Goswami responded, and he said, Srila Prabhupada, there is no way that we can ever repay our debt to you. How you are tirelessly, despite so many inconveniences in various ways, including your bodily situation of inconveniences, how tirelessly you're working to just engage us and enlighten us. And Srila Prabhupada never doesn't forget his prime mission. And then he simply changed that gratitude of the devotees into something else, reminding himself and reminding the devotees in relation to Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur and in relation to Krishna himself. And Srila Prabhupada said, that is Brihad Mridanga. I am beating from this room, and the sound is going 10,000 miles away. And then Srila Prabhupada said, and those demons, our enemies, they are surprised how this old man is going on beating. The printing press of the holy name. That means the distribution of his books. So, in this purport also, Srila Prabhupada is nicely saying, in a compassionate way, that within a second, Hiranyakashipu and his followers were destroyed. And similarly, if this godless civilization continues, it will be destroyed in a second simply by the movement of one finger of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The demons should therefore be careful and curtail the godless civilization. They should take advantage of the Krishna consciousness movement and become faithful to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Otherwise, they are doomed. So, Srila Prabhupada is saying that if they do not change, then they'll be destroyed. But Srila Prabhupada, in his compassionate way, is having hope for them, the demons. And one time in America in the mid-1975, Srila Prabhupada said something like, that the atheists and the demons were actually ruling the world in so many ways, like that. They do not really understand what I'm doing. They cannot understand. And he said that if they fully understand what I'm doing and what I'm preaching and changing people's lives and saving them from the hellish condition, then they'll become devotees, which is a fact. The consciousness and their hearts will change. He said, but those who are bent on being atheists and demons, and they don't want to change because they don't understand what I'm doing. And if they do understand what I'm doing and they do not change, then they can kill me at any moment. But that may not be possible, Srila Prabhupada said. Because if they do understand what I'm doing, then they will change. And he said the devotee is always protected by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. 𝗁𝗂𝐚𝐤𝐿, what's that verse? Nama Bhaktas Pranas. What's it? 𝗁𝗂𝐚𝐤 pratijanahi name bhaktas pranasyati. The devotee is always protected. And then Srila Prabhupada added something that surprised the devotees, like that. And he said, even if the devotee takes to the atheistic and demoniac ways, he will also be protected to come back to be a devotee. Because Krishna consciousness, Srila Prabhupada said, is eternal. It can never be lost, even if you try to cover it. There's one early devotee of Srila Prabhupada, very important devotee, but he's still with us, and I will respect him in his absence and not mention his name. After Srila Prabhupada left, he sort of was overly dependent on Srila Prabhupada. Now, when you become overly dependent on somebody else, and when they are no more there in person, you can become weak. You can become weak. Yeah. And this happened to this devotee. He became weak and he sort of took to his old materialistic ways again. And he wasn't chanting his rounds, breaking two of the regulative principles, but remained vegetarian. You know, he knew that much, remaining vegetarian. And he was explaining to me that the more I try to forget Srila Prabhupada, the more Srila Prabhupada doesn't want me to forget him. And he's trying everything like that. And he said, eventually he was like also feeling that, why did he come into my life? I wish I didn't meet him. I wish I didn't serve him. Like that. And after about 6 years of feeling that way, he came back, to Krishna consciousness and started practicing to be a regular devotee again. Like that. And he made a nice statement, and I always remember that. And he said, you may try to forget Srila Prabhupada, but Srila Prabhupada will never forget you. A nice, simple statement. Okay, I can speak more, but usually we run out of time for, responding to your questions, or you can make some comments now if you like. Anyone? Not necessarily on the particular verse and what I just briefly spoke about. You can have other questions also. My stay is a little short here. I'll meet the brahmacharis today at 11, then I go out for 2 days, and I'll be back on Saturday morning at 𝐻𝐿𝐼𝐴𝐻 Bihari temple. And then Saturday evening I have a program in Shashvat, and then Sunday morning again here, and then Monday I leave. So I thought I'll just take advantage of your presence and responding more to questions this morning. Yes, Gopa. Samarpana Gopa Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, thank you so much for...
Oh, you already had the microphone ready with you, eh?
No, it was given, Maharaj. It was given.
He's smart. He wants to be heard. He wants to be heard, yes. So when we say Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhyayevacha Patitanam Pavanabhyo Vaishnavabhyo Namo Namaha. So we should fulfill the desires of all Vaishnavas. So let's hear from you.
I want to inquire to understand, not to be heard.
But we are already hearing you.
I can express my inquiry.
Yes.
Thank you. So, thank you so much, Maharaj, for the Prabhupada pastime, where Prabhupada is saying towards the end, very surprisingly, that even devotee goes in that side, Krishna will protect that devotee. So, it's a very amazing thought. And I was just trying to understand.
In that sense, Srila Prabhupada also said that we are all like lost children, and by our own actions we have become orphans ourselves. So the Father, the Supreme Father, will not forget you. Krishna. Aham bija pradapita.
So I was a little intrigued by the statement of Srila Prabhupada here in the purport, that actually mostly demon is not going to read this purport actually. But Prabhupada is instructing them to be, demons should be careful to curtail their godless civilization. So how am I to understand this statement of Srila Prabhupada, who is making, and he is saying these demons are increasing in extremely numerous way. However, we see in current day, there is Kumbh Mela, so more people are gathering than the previous times. And even the temples are actually thronged with so many people. So, how am I to understand all this? What Prabhupada is saying. Like in this purport, he is saying demons should be careful to curtail. So, I was just trying to...
You see, you're asking me a question to which you know the answer. Now tell me the answer.
Whether it is correct or not. I will try to express my understanding and want to...
Yeah, you
understand
already
properly.
partially gave the answer in your query. Now fully give the answer.
Is it that this mentality is there in the people who are reading the purport?
This purport is read by everyone, including those who are not regular devotees. Because everyone is a potential devotee, including the demons, including the atheists. So, just like, what is the definition of an atheist, you say? How do you define an atheist? Say?
Two definitions which I remember is
I want one.
from
What's the common? One who, say?
what?
A definition of an atheist. One who does not.
Believe on existence of Supreme Lord.
Okay. But the common word that they use is one who does not believe in God. That's common, right? Make it simple. One who does not believe in God. Yeah. So I was doing book distribution on the street in Mauritius when I was a brahmachari, maybe about 35 years ago. So one person who belongs to the Arya Samajas, in Arya Samaj, yeah. They don't believe there's God in a true sense of the word, like that. Nirakar, Yeah. So he saw me on the street and he approached me. He's an elderly person. He was born in Mauritius and Indian bodied, like that. Yeah. So he started preaching to me about Nirakar, no form and so forth. So I asked him, do you believe in God? He said, no, I do not believe in God. So when he said, I do not believe in God, then I said that, are you an atheist? He said, something like that. He wasn't fully convinced whether he's an atheist. Yeah. So I said, now how do you define an atheist? Like that. And he said, one who does not believe in God. So he repeated that. I said, repeat it once more. He said, one who does not believe in God. Then I said, repeat it a third time. He said, but I'm not a schoolboy in a classroom, you're telling me to do this. I said, no, just repeat it a third time. One who does not believe in God. See? So when he said it for the third time, then I asked him the question, why are you using the word God to define an atheist? He said, come again. And I said, come again. I said, no, you have to use the word God to define an atheist. He couldn't get it. He said, what do you mean? I said, you just defined an atheist, one who does not believe in God. You cannot say one who does not believe in something, one who cannot believe in this. And you have to use the word God. Then he said, but what do you mean? We have to use the word God to define an atheist. Then I said, God exists for you not to believe in Him. That's why you're using the word to define yourself as an atheist. And everyone knows that there is God. Whether you're an atheist or a demon, there is God. Everyone knows that. They're just stubborn not to accept it. Stubborn, that's all. Therefore, Prabhupada, in his merciful way, will say these things. Okay. Tribanga, Prabhu, give him microphone quickly before he forgets his question. Come on. And any of the ladies, Vaishnavis have, okay, we'll come to you.
Hare Krishna Maharaj.
Hare, can you stand up? I want to see that little shoes you wear, that nice. Come this side. You have it on, the shoes? Inside shoes.
Inside, sir.
Let's see, I want to take darshan of the shoes. More this side. Oh, the color has changed this time. You were wearing white ones one time, right? You have a white color also?
Yeah, I had Maharaj. That
Yes.
got...
When I saw you, I'm remembering Tribanga white shoes. Oh, from Balaram's color, now you got Krishna's color. That's nice. Now you can sit.
Thank you, Maharaj. Hare Krishna.
So how are you?
Yeah, fine by mercy of Vaishnavas.
Okay.
Maharaj, regarding your book, because you told you can ask any questions on any topic.
Yeah. Regarding my?
Regarding your book.
What book?
You have written a book on that final journey of one Mataji.
Oh, Path to Goloka Vrindavan, a testimony.
Yes, Maharaj. I read that book, so I wanted to ask a query on that.
Okay.
So, Maharaj, in that book, you asked that Mataji that, where is your pain? Then she says that, in the beginning she says, pain is in my body. Then again she thinks and tells that the pain is in my mind. Then you said that, okay, now heal your mind through intelligence and then the pain in the body will go off. And then you started explaining her the pastimes of Radha Krishna. And
No. I was explaining the pastime of Lakshman feeling pain in the service to Lord Ramachandra.
Lord Ram, yes, Maharaj. So, through that, so I just wanted to, because I have not experienced that we can heal the mind and then through mind we won't feel the physical pain. So just can you share your thoughts on that part, because it was very interesting there. And also I would like to apply it if it happens.
You'd like to?
Apply it.
You see, this exchange between Kamala Mataji, Devidasi, and myself, if you read the reflections piece by Chaitanya Charan in the revised edition, the first thing is that, anyway, I shouldn't be speaking about this. It's not proper. You see, some things you cannot apply to yourself, even if you read something that actually happened. This actually all happened because the whole interaction with her was recorded and then it's transcribed into a book form. And she went back home, back to Goloka in her own eternal identity, which is not in the book. So the first thing is that one has to transcend gender and one has to transcend ashram. So Kamala transcended being a woman in a woman's body. She transcended being a Mataji. So that's transcending gender. You getting it? The spirit soul is not that body of a woman. And the spirit soul is not the body of a man in a sannyas dress. So Kamala had to transcend gender and I had to transcend ashram. You getting it? Yeah. So only when you transcend gender and you no more feeling that you're the body, either male or female, and when you transcend ashram, brahmachari, grihastha, vanaprastha, and sannyas, only when you transcend both, And then you will come to the platform of Gopi Bhatta Kamalayo Dasa Dasa Anudas. And the previous lines, it says, I'm not a Brahmana, things like that. Only at that time you can transcend when things like this can happen. See? So therefore, Kamala Devi Dasi, who was a few years younger than me at that time, I knew her for over 20 years. So there was already a faith and relationship there. And I may have assisted her or tried to be of service where you move, because cancer is like 1,000 scorpions biting you simultaneously. That's the pain. See? So I said, now you move the pain of the body to the mind. But she could only do that is because she was surrendered to me. She was surrender. And there was a relationship and faith for over 20 years. And when you do that, then you move the person's, you could say, connection with the body, both gross and subtle, to transcend gender. Like that. But when you're in the bodily conception of life, both gross and subtle, then you'll feel the pain. But when you transcend gender, then you're coming to the platform of spirit soul in relation to another spirit soul, in relation to the supreme souls, Radha Krishna. That's how it works. So because she has a degree of surrender, then she could move according to my, you could say, whatever, she could move the pain to the mind. And then there was no bodily suffering. Then I said, now move the pain to the intelligence. Then there was no mental suffering. So when you become free of bodily suffering and mental anguish, then you can come to the, you could say, transcendental platform. And from that point on, one can relate to the suffering of the associates of the Lord in either Rama Lila, Krishna Lila, or Chaitanya Lila. Then your suffering itself and this thing becomes completely mitigated to nil. And then gradually throughout the book I explained and how, she came to the point of her own, a Siddha Deha or Swarup Siddhi. Through Rama Lila, through Krishna Lila, through Chaitanya Lila. But that was a very crucial chapter. But I'm explaining to you the in between the lines. You just read it, but I'm giving you more detail of how that happened. So somebody else told me, I taught the course recently in Dubai. I just came from Dubai 2 days ago to about 160 devotees there. It's not a course. You get a course, you get a workshop, and you get a seminar. So course means several days, workshop means fewer days, seminar means 1 day. So I taught it for over 6 hours, part to Goloka Vrindavan, a testimony. See? And there I was explaining this also, like I'm explaining to you. So several devotees came to me after that and said, "No, Maharaj, when we read the book, we don't get this part that you're explaining." So I said, then maybe I have to do the seminar a few times, then revise the book and give it like some in-between purports, why I said that. And so maybe, I don't know, that'll take time, that'll take a lot of time to do. Is that okay?
Thank you, Maharaj.
He's talking about a book that I didn't write, but it came by its own higher arrangement. I have a bit of a nature in me that somehow by higher arrangement, I get very attracted to helping devotees in their last days before they leave back home, back to Goloka. And then the reason why I do that is that one of them is Kamala Devidasi. The reason why I do that is because now I have many good connections in Goloka. And I know, if I'm already fallen in so many ways, but they'll lift me up and put a good word for me there. So he's talking about that. The book is called Path to Goloka Vrindavane Testimony. It was actually recorded, I didn't know that a son was there at that time. He's a PhD in engineering from London, and her daughter is also a doctor. Her husband is also a doctor. So it was recorded, then many devotees, they told me to put it into book form. So the transcribing from the tapes, and that's how it happened. Some of you may not have a copy of that book. How many of you don't have a copy? You want it? Oh, you have some. Where is it? I said somebody bring one box. Only one box left. One box left? Come back quickly, don't disappear. Okay, he'll bring that book. I don't sell the book. I don't put it on even our gift shops or something. Because how can you sell Path to Goloka Vrindavan? Even all the wealth in the world you have will not buy that path. But contributions are accepted. And I don't need the contribution, it just goes back into printing that book and, I'm a sannyasi. Since I joined 42 years ago, I don't even have one paisa in any bank account. We live life like that. Thank you for reminding me about one of my associates, Kamala Devidas, who was not with us, but she's in Goloka. Microphone this side.
Hare Krishna Maharaj.
One thing I would like to say at this point, to go to Goloka Vrindavan is not based on having a guru. Because guru is plural. Vandeham, Shri Guru, Shri Yuta, Padakamalam, Shri Gurun. That's plural. And it's even more plural. Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha. Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatham Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Sahagana Parijana Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sri Lalita Vishaka Vitamscha. So the closest personalities of Lalita and Vishaka are to Vaishnavas, then to Guru, then to Guru. Because we come to Krishna consciousness through Vaishnavas. And maybe some of the Vaishnavas will become your Shiksha Gurus. And possibly one of them becomes your Diksha Guru. But it's all based on faith and relationship. It's based on if you don't have a relationship and faith in your Shiksha, Diksha Gurus, and reciprocally they have a relationship with you, this is not going to help you to go to Goloka. It must be based on faith and it's deeply personal. Deeply personal. And she wasn't my disciple or something. She accepted me as like a spiritual guide and a mentor. For over 20 years, and her family also accepted that. It's very deeply personal. And Srila Prabhupada himself, he wrote over 4,000 letters, and you can read that in the Shikshamrita books, from the BBT. Yeah. And Srila Prabhupada himself, he maybe maximum 30 or 40 letters he wrote, "My dear disciples." But most of the time Srila Prabhupada wrote, "My dear sincere sons and daughters, my dear wonderful sons and daughters," or "My dear Tamal Krishna, my dear Keshava," like that. He didn't use the word disciple much. It's more personal because he's a spiritual father. Yeah. So we have to transcend being a disciple to a guru. Because that has screens, it has formalities. So when you transcend the screens, then you come to the point of internal relationships. And that's the path home back to Goloka Vrindavan. Because you're not going to meet your guru in Goloka. You're going to meet an associate of Krishna. You getting it? And you have to know who that associate is. You have to transcend being a mother, father, guru and associate, pita and janani and associate. You have to transcend all that. Transcend all that. Huh? Give me one. How many? Oh, quite a few. He's speaking about this book, huh? It's called Path to Goloka Vrindavan, it tells to me. I didn't write the book, it just came by high arrangement. It actually happened. It's a testimony. And I will not write another book. Prabhupada has given us everything. And everything is based on Prabhupada. One more thing I'll say about this. Can you stop that? Yeah. You can sit down. It's distracting me. No, okay, sit down. You have this book? You have this book? No, it's for you. You can sit. One thing is that I was on COVID lockdown. So I happened to have been locked down in Mauritius for 1 year, 6 months. It's a small island. Mauritius is between Mumbai and Johannesburg, almost halfway. So when I was there, it was higher arrangement of Krishna, and she had about 10 days or 2 weeks to leave or something like that. That's what they said. So then she called for me, then I stayed near the home, about 10 minutes walk, and went there every day, about 14 hours a day. It was from May 13 to May 22nd, 2020. But every day when I used to go, I did not prepare anything. I just left it to, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Radha Krishna. You tried to guide me what I should do. So, in a home, there was all the books, Srimad Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Charitamrita, Bhagavad Gita. So when I used to go, sometimes I just pick up any book at random and open any page. And that's what happened. And then she started reciprocating and asking questions, and she'll tell me about Goloka self, which is like not mentioned in the verse that I just read, but some extra. I think where she's getting that from. Because the Goswami's books are limited, but Krishna's pastimes is unlimited. So she was entering into Goloka. And nothing was planned. Just every day I wonder what's going to expect the next day. So that's the book. The book would have come 3 times the volume, but we cannot say things that are not supposed to be said in public. But it's enough sufficiently for you to help somebody at the time of their leaving, based on relationship and faith, transcending Daivi Varnashram Dharma designations. Transcending Guru Tattva, transcending Jiva Tattva. So it'll help you to help others, That's the way we wrote it, And also, when you read the book, you'll know how you're going to be helped to go to Goloka. And you know what's the nicest thing? Usually, according to Sanatana Goswami in Srimad Bhagavatam, that when you leave your body now, if you didn't complete your service, you may have to take birth. Shrutinam, Shrinvatam, Yehi. You have to take your birth in an aristocratic Vaishya family or a Brahmin family and continue, Bhagavad Gita says that. And then the next birth, if you're lucky, you'll take birth in this Brahma Vrindavan, Braj. And then the next birth, if you're lucky, you'll take birth in the womb of a gopi in Krishna's pastime in another universe. And then you go to Goloka. See, 3 more births before you go to Goloka. But she went to Goloka from Mauritius. Directly. And I have evidence in the back of the book. Prabhupada says it. In Appendix 2. Appendix 1 I just described. Prabhupada says that. Appendix 2, from any part of the world, even from Pune, you can go to Goloka. Prabhupada gives the evidence. I got it in the appendix in the back of the book. In the front of this book, of this improved edition, Chaitanya Charan Prabhu, you know him well, spiritual scientist. So he took the first edition and he was reading it. I don't know where he got it from. So maybe 2 or 3 years ago, maybe more than that, he called me late in the night, 10 o'clock. I said, what happened? He said, no, I read your book. So what happened? He said, no, I didn't sleep the whole night, the previous night. I finished it. He said, this must reach every devotee. And then he started explaining to me for about an hour why. Then I said, okay, write a reflections piece. So he wrote a reflections piece. We got it edited by Giriraj Swami and other editors. And we include that in the beginning of the book. He wrote very nicely. We okay? We need to stop, huh? We need to stop. You will take one question from Mataji. You had a hand up. No, she had a hand up first, before you. I can't hear you.
I thought that time will be up and she
Didn't you have a question?
I did not have a question as such.
Okay, but she has a question.
Yeah.
Okay, what's your name?
Samiksha.
Can you try to eat the microphone? Don't eat, but. And then speak. What's your name?
HareKrishna Maharaj, my name is Samiksha.
Samiksha.
Yes.
You know her? Samiksha. What? Samiksha Manu. Is that the word in the verse? Tatenu Kampam? Oh, that's Sushamiksha Manu. I'm thinking of that same verse.
Yes, HareKrishna Maharaj.
It's close, huh? Yes. Question?
Yes, HareKrishna Maharaj, thank you so much for your nectarian class. Please accept my humble obeisances as your aspiring servant.
Hare Krishna.
Maharaj, you mentioned about godless civilization.
Mentioned about?
Godless civilization.
See the word.
And my question is in Chaitanya Charitamrita, there is one shloka, Janma Sarthaka Kari Kara Paropkar. So is this adamant godless civilization perfect for preaching, or shall we leave them on Krishna's mercy?
Okay. You have a question? Or you're telling me? You're giving a comment?
I'm asking that, shall we preach to this
You
godless?
see, it's like this. Which word exists first? The word God or godless? Which one exists first?
God.
Yeah, so God must exist for the word godless to exist. Got it? It's common sense. The word God has to exist to add the word less to it.
So shall we
One,
preach?
I haven't finished. We good so far? Yeah. So in one lecture, Srila Prabhupada said that, you see Krishna's Ishvara Bhav as a controller, and you want to take that bhava, to control. Then, okay, become Brahma. Become Brahma. You're getting it? So Brahma is in control. Brahma it's a bhava. It's like a Ishvara bhava, control. But he's not becoming godless. He's still connected to Krishna, to Brahma Gayatri mantra. See? So when you enter into the material nature, you become an Ishvara to take the position of controlling, but not the controller. But when you become a controller, then you become godless eventually when you degrade yourself more and more and more into a demon. See? From being, there's two words, from being in control or becoming a controller is two different things. Just like we have Revatipati, Prabhu, right? So he's like being in control of ISKCON NVCC. You're getting it? But he's not the controller. He's not the controller. That's all right. That is all right. But when you're being in control and you come to the Ishvara above to be the controller, then you become godless. Then you become that God to replace Krishna. Is that okay? So, para upakar. So you have Indian body, you should preach.
So,
Done?
little more clarity, Maharaj. So there are some adamant atheist people. So shall
No. People are not atheists. They may say that they're atheists, but deep down they believe in God. But they are stubborn not to. They are stubborn not to say that. That's all. Everyone is a potential devotee. Because in original sense, they're all eternal servants of Radha Krishna, or servants of the servants of Krishna. Now give the microphone back.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Is that okay? Yeah. Now, Tribanga, Prabhu, come here. So you have to help me to hand out these books. It's a gift you can take from me. If you already have the book, don't take another one. And you can't take 2 copies. Is that okay? Yeah. So we'll give the devotees, the Matajis and the Vaishnavis a chance first to receive their copy. Because you all stay in the ashram also, and then if 1 copy you all can share with others. Who would like to have if you don't have a copy, don't be duplicitous. If you don't have a copy, you come now. Come.
Maharaj, you've gifted me this copy,
No,
but the old edition, not the new one.
No, you're not taking the new one. The contents is the same, just the some edition. If you need a copy, come quickly. Hare Krishna. Give me some copies. Give me a stack. Everyone chant softly. Hare Krishna. Hold on. What's going on here? If you want to give a contribution for that, late, not now, you can give it to who? You don't have to give any Lakshmi, but if you wish to reciprocate, to stand up. This is Nayak Saka, he is my personal assistant. Get his darshan fully. And you can see him sometime, and you can give the, not now. Go on. Big queue here. Prabhu. Go. Everyone chant it. Continue to chant. Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna. Hare Ram. And no, that queue has to stop now. That queue has to stop. Everyone else sit down, please. Because we need some to give to the men. Please sit down. Some of you don't read English and you're coming. Sit down. Mataji, sit down. Everyone continue to chant. Don't offer obeisances, don't offer obeisances. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. You read English, Mama? He said Chota Bairi. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama. You'll join the queue now. Naughty. You read English?
Yeah,
Ah,
I know English.
you know, huh? Mataji, sit down, sit down. It doesn't stop. Sit down. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama. Now, how many of you are in the ashram? Stay in the ashram. Okay, I see that. Now, put your hands down. How many of you are in the ashram who needs a book? How many of you are in the ashram but would like to take a book? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Finish. Okay, who's the head of the ashram? Who's in charge? Okay, we'll give, amongst these 16 devotees, we're going to give you 5 books. Give me 5 books. So you all can read and then share with others. Revatipati, take these books. Now you can fight with him who takes the book first. Yeah, 5 books. Fight with him later. No, you can fight with him later. You in the ashram. No. Just sit down. Yeah, you deal with it later, right? You know who to give first, and when they read, they can share it with others. Now who's sitting here amongst the men who's not in the ashram, who wants a copy? I would say, if you all are friends, one of you come and then you share with the other friend. You all are friends? You all are friends. Stand here. You are friends, right? One of you. One. You come. You all are friends in the ashram? Let's stand there. Prabhu, come. You all are friends? One of you come. Come. You can share with the friends. Come. Okay, that's it. These Matajis took advantage first, so I have to restrict this one. Okay. Everyone chant softly. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Rama Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Rama Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Krishna, I'm keeping these with me for my travels here. I don't have copies for myself if I go to other places. Please forgive me, but we can send another box some other time and we can see that. I don't sell the book, but I receive contributions more than the cost of the book, so I print it more. All right. Mahaprasade Govinde Namo Brahmane. Something like that. Srila Prabhupada ki, Ananta Gauri Vaishnava Vranda ki, Breakfast Prasadam ki, Nitai Gaur Premanande, Hare Hare Gaur.